All right, this one is from our malcontents buddy Bear Gone Fission. He's asking, I'd like to know a bit more about the in and out levels of the loop and the return to the external amp. So I think we're talking about the add an amp function. I imagine a bunch of people will be looking to use the GPDI IR with the Synergy preamps, but I have some other preamps that I would be interested in using with one.
In general, most preamps kind of operate at the same level, which is not necessarily, it's approximately in the range of what people consider line level. Line level used to be one thing, and now it's a much broader interpretation. Used to be, there was instrument level, which was -10, -20 dB, and there was line level, which was 0 to 4 typically, which is a big wide disparity. And that disparity has changed mainly because of the way people use them and understand them, or don't really understand them and just kind of go with whatever they think work. So those sort of boundaries between line level and instrument level have been blurred over time. But what I can say about the levels in the loop of the GPDI and the Synergy preamp and most guitar amps is they all operate in approximately that same range of approximately instrument, like usually in the range of -10 to 0 dB, and then a hotter level that would go from 0 to maybe +2 or something like that. There are so many different implementations of preamp output levels and loop levels. That's why most loops have at least a level switch, if not send and return level knobs. You don't want send and return level knobs because you don't have an accurate sense of which send level corresponds to which return level. You're kind of on your own to wing it, and you're bound to get them wrong. So you'll put too much level into your pedal, for example, and not return enough out of it, so you'll distort the pedal. Or you'll not give it enough level and return too much. Now you're going to amplify the noise of the pedal, and that's why we don't use send and return levels. Knobs, that's why we use one switch. One switch sets the send level to here and the return level to here, and when you press the switch it does this. Reduces the send level and increases the return level. So you can either be driving a pedal that likes more signal and then return the exact amount of signal back to the preamp that represents what it would sound like bypassed, or you can use a pedal that doesn't have enough headroom and switch it the other way and bring back a correspondingly higher level so that the end result is this. So in one application you'll get a better signal to noise ratio. In the other application you'll get more compatibility with pedals that just normally don't like being in a loop or being hit with too hard of a signal. So the send and return level on the GPDI and the add amp level function on that embody both of those. They each have a level switch for those that operate in that range, and our amps all have the same switch function, and the Synergy has the same switch function. That's why we designed it that way, so that they would all be compatible. So all you have to do to make them all compatible is set one up and then switch the other devices to match either the high-low configuration that sends less signal or the high-low configuration that sends more signal and then compensates coming back. So there isn't going to be a perfect solution for all of them. Maybe you were using it with a particular kind of power amp and you were used to using it that way, and then you discover all of a sudden that, man, I'm pounding a lot of output level out of my preamp and I'm trying to get everything else to come up to that, and you basically had a ton of level coming out of your preamp, but you had your power amp volume way down. So now you're asking all the other devices to play in that play field, and it isn't necessarily that compatible. What you really should be doing is turning the preamp that's way out of range back into the normal range of everything else. You're going to find that's a frustrating process, getting it set up initially, and then you're going to find where everybody plays well together, and then you're going to mark them, and then you're going to forget about it.